supreme beloved creator of all that is and ever will be. We are in profound times where the energies are charged, anticipatory, expectant. We know we are on the verge of something big about to happen. In the Jewish tradition, on the night of Seder, Passover, the youngest child asks, Manishtana. It translates, how is this night different from all others? There's no certainty about anything in particular where the thoughts and actions of people are concerned. But to me, this feels like a precipice to a great and new beginning, where all the work the Assembly has and is doing is culminating into a standoff. By declaring ourselves the Article 1, Section 1 Assembly, the provisional government on Oregon, we have drawn a line in the sand. Our grand jury said so. All our documents preceding this have declared so piece by piece. It is said that if it is written, we are writing it into existence. Returning Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government in 2022 has been written multiples of times, as has our statements of authority over our sovereign selves. With your grace and your divine guidance, we are here, following the why we are here, and we humbly thank you. And so it is.
Thank you, Charlie. My name's Ron Verlman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. In my hand, I have August the 14th script, what we told you about then, and I'll touch on that and tell you about what we're doing now. All power is still inherent in the people, and we have had no rebuts from anybody on any of that. We're pressing forward, taking the next best step federally and with the state of Oregon on 5 buildings to either foreclose on them, evict on them, or quiet title. And it looks like quiet title's how it's going to be. We have assumed lawful positions with the Lane County Circuit Court as counsel to an Oregonian man there in the de jure. He's not their all cap version. So we have a claim of cognizance going there and sorting all that out. A man is entitled to an Article 3, Amendment 7 court, whose jury verdict has no appeal in law. And we have that. So we're going to provide that. And the discussion is on. Next, we're still putting it together with Tina Tressel. Phone call. Facts. Tina Tressel and the Sweet Home School District, aka the Salem oligarchy of the unconstitutional Department of Education headed up by I don't know who. Last I understood, it was the criminally convicted Kate Brown that was still number one of the Oregon education system. Tina has prepared excellent work, and we are totally prepared for them to take them to task on every single point where they fail. And Tina's work is excellent, and we're ready. That's on the 30th. Next, Marion County. We have a grand jury's decision to remove all licensing and commissioning and organizations and elected persons from between two Oregonians that wish to contract. We don't need all of those between us when we want to contract. All that licensing and all of that is for their benefit, not for our benefit. And that's the reason they exist. They exist for Article 1, Section 1. And so all that they want to do among themselves, they can go ahead and do. But it has nothing to do with us. They're here for our peace, safety, and happiness, nothing else. Not to charge me for a license that I don't need or want because you think that has to stop. So one of those is the Washington County Commissioners. The second one might be called Multnomah County Commissioners. And the third one might be called Clackamas. And we're going to provide them with their own hand-delivered personal copies of what law is on Oregon in a de jure jurisdiction without color of law. And so Marion County is going to come right in there after that. We're going to do the three in Portland. Several of us live in this area and it's easy for us to do these, so we'll do these. We've got a crew together in Salem and they'll take care of Marion County. And hats off to Brandon. He put it together for Tina's Zoom call. You people that are in trouble, know of somebody in trouble or having difficulties with the state of Oregon's incorporated entity that is trying to govern without authority, contact us, www.orsja.org. And we'll step in to help any Oregonian that is up against it with the state or municipality, county, or feds. Whatever they are, you're entitled to. If it's a contest for over $20, Article 3, Amendment 7, and we have one. Let's see. Got to make sure I covered everything. Okay. It's still the same prosecutors involved, still basically the same action, except we've opened two more to the one we had going last August. We have several things that we have to do. And among the people that are hearing this, we need some people to take action in groups of 4. So if you're on a particular county, try and hunt up 3 more people that are in your county, even if you have to recruit your kids or your parents or your aunt or uncle, next door neighbor. But get a group of 4 so that we can place a team of 4 Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly members in front of the sheriff, the district attorney, and the presiding judge of the court. Those are the 3 people in each one of the counties that are required to take a proper oath and provide bond. And it hasn't been done properly or lawfully. It's been in color of law, and we want that to change this year. So we're going to have to get some teams on the road. And you folks that are hearing this that have the uncontrollable urge to help us, get 4 people together and we'll get you on the road with the proper paperwork to go see the sheriff, the district attorney, and the presiding judge in each county. Knock on their door, request to see them. If they're not there, you leave the paperwork and get your copy stamped that you delivered it and they received it, and move on to the next one. All of them have to know, and they all have to know lawfully and constitutionally exactly what we're doing. So that's the big thing that we're doing. Um, our claim of cognizance was acquiesced to in Eugene by the Lane County courts at all. Seems there's several. So we're on a co-jurisdictional footing with them until jurisdiction is figured out. And everybody agrees. We can't be in disagreement on these things. What do you do when you're dealing with the de facto and they want a contract with you and they are in the superior position time being? And by circumstance, like to get out of jail, you have to promise to come back. They demand you sign a document. Well, once you're out of jail and once you're not in their control anymore, it's a good idea when the dust settles and everything's pretty calm to inform them that you refuse to enter into the contract on this piece of paper for cause there is no contract, and this is a rescission of your signature. And you file that with them. You're a sovereign. You haven't been found guilty of anything. You're accused. You may not even be properly accused. If you're a man or a woman and you're accused, then the cop has to have first-hand knowledge that you broke a crime. Second one is you have to have a warrant. And the third one is you have to have an indictment or a true bill from a grand jury. That's the only way they can stop and incarcerate you. That being the case, if you're no longer incarcerated, those documents that they forced you to sign to get out of jail, where they had you for more than 3 days unlawfully, you have to bring all of those things to the attention of the court that was doing all of those things to you unlawfully and through an illegitimate agent. It's just got to be fixed. So the only way we can figure out to fix it is identify each and every problem, make note of it, bring it to their attention, and get it corrected at that time. That seems like the reasonable way to do things. Another thing I want to bring to your attention right now, looking at the flag behind me, maybe you've heard all the stories about five-pointed stars on a flag as a pentagram, which can be a symbol of Satan or of evil or of not good. And it could also be just the five-pointed star that's the one I've seen all my life, and I have no ill will towards it. However, when you read about stars, four-pointed stars, five, six, 7-pointed, I think seven's reserved for sheriffs. Uh, each number of points on a star is significant of something. And a friend of mine thinks, and I don't dispute him, that the stars on the flag or the banner of the United States of America, meeting in a confederation and perpetual union, the founding of this outfit, maybe instead of carrying forth the national ensign's five-pointed stars on a peace flag like this, we should change it to four. That seems like a relatively good idea. Anyhow, if you have any input on that, contact us, please. www.orsja.org. Four-pointed, which appears to be the symbol of, I don't know, is it Christianity? Maybe. A belief in God? Yeah, probably. Is the cross just Christian? Probably not. But in any case, the four-pointed star does have some validity. Some people were also saying if we're sovereign, when you sign your signature and there's nobody over you, that you should use royal purple because you're a sovereign. And that's not right. I looked into that real good, looked it up in Black's Law, looked it up in the dictionary, and nope. Purple is royal, or for a sovereign that is not a king, but still the sovereign who is a monarchy. That's royal. We don't have any monarchy. So purple on our land is not a color for a signature, unless it's like a 6-year-old girl that thinks it's pretty on her stationery, something like that. So when you sign your name, sign it in red, print your name in blue below your signature, date it in blue, and put a red thumbprint on it. That's a signature. Now, if you want to have it as good as you can make it, you get two witnesses to do the same thing with the jurat, saying that they know what you just did to be true. Now you're solid. You got the best you can provide. Living testimony in the form of an affidavit of truth for a living man, filed into our de jure court or filed into their de facto court. That's as good as can be done. Beats a notary. And I think I yield.
May this prayer of gratitude to Creator of all that is and to all beings of light and love be heard. We are the people who have, by intention and contract with you, chosen to run this course, this lifetime, to our shared goal, freeing the people all from the yoke of slavery that has bound us from the beginning. Monumental, does this capture the task? Monumental does not capture this task we and our fellow people worldwide are accomplishing today and every day. The ugly, dark secrets are being revealed by the bright light of truth and the sheer fortitude of each of us and all of us together. When we see, we cannot unsee. When we are moved to action from that which we have seen, we are a force to reckon with, and we will not stop. So here now, let us gather all the wisdom, learning, knowledge, and strength to take this victory to its perfect end of freedom for all, where we are not the ruled, but the beautiful free souls, created in your image and with your heart to manifest a more divine and inspiring life for all. And with your grace, so be it, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie. Amen.
Thank you, Charlie.
Pleasure. So it's a pleasure to see you all here to weigh in on this very comprehensive, prohibitive, and invasive domain, and I call it domain for a reason, of permitting and licensing, registration, and policymaking restrictions. We are here to address the issue, these topics, as the extensive and primary means of control, monitoring, and monetary usury that it is, all a violation of our unalienable rights to work, to play, to master our craft, to act responsibly, to conduct our lives, and to learn and to earn a healthy, productive living without excessive and limiting controls. While some guidelines and oversight may be necessary, perhaps, for the safety and well-being of others, most are simply unnecessary and constrictive layers of policy making and control. The mandates of the last 2 years have shown us how patriarchal the structures and how compliant too many people have become within them. If you are one, for example, who has been reprimanded by and or called before their professional board based on a single complaint, or for not following their rules, this is but one example of how very confined we have become in living our daily lives. Censorship plays into this scenario as well, as in the case of dental and medical, education, and legal establishments who have very restrictive control as to what their members and professional colleagues are permitted to embrace, endorse, or caution against. Too many examples exist to enumerate in these cases, but I will call to mind Dr. Simone Gold, who currently faces prison as a result of speaking out and acting on the dangers of the lie and its damaging effects. Another issue that takes the first one further is a vote that we're going to take on removing the false commercial coded de facto incorporated governance of Oregon and replacing it with our de jure government, that being one of, by, and for the people. So let's proceed. This is September 11th, 2022. This is a grand jury convening. And we're going to read from docket number 0911-2022A. And this is the issue of licensing on Oregon. And after I read it, Tanya will take your votes. This is by order of our Civilian Court of Record, the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. Notice to the agent is notice to the principal. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. Licensing on Oregon. Free people don't need permission. Licensing, boards, permitting, certifications, registrations, regulations, authorizations, county commissioners, including at this time specifically Washington, Multnomah, and Clackamas County boards and or commissioners, and Portland TriMet as governing bodies. Article 1, Section 8 and Section 9. If this were a constitutional Republican form of government, these would be the do's and don'ts of the United States. The senators and representatives are members of a de facto incorporated color of law pseudo government. That is not what we are guaranteed. But even in their incorporated,
The city of Portland is a subdivision of the county of Multnomah, is a subdivision of the state of Oregon, AKA all caps, state of Oregon, is a subdivision of the United States. They have some priorities they keep. Proprieties they keep. They expose their unlawful activities. The state of Oregon of the above paragraph has violated the men and women with their children's unalienable rights. This has been done by the de facto fraud since 1910. Specifically at this time, it is claimed there is no lawful licensing act, rule, regulation, statute, or other. The licensing of all trades or professions where the body, mind, spirit, flesh, blood, soul, man, or woman agrees to contract with another member of the people at large, or even the general public, there shall be no infringement, control, registration, membership, fees, dues applied to the contract by the state, the county, the city, or other. We define the state and all its subdivisions as the post-1910 illegal and illegitimate de facto Article 7 amended versus original or / original oath takers, appointees, and employees. There is no available lawful de jure state named Oregon. That entity is hidden by the Kate Brown Salem oligarchy, aided and abetted by the National Archives and the Library of Congress. We must do it ourselves. Therefore, Article 1, Section 1 comes into play. We seek from this grand jury an abolishment of remuneration of all persons working in the unconstitutional area of licensing and to cease and desist from any form of licensing Oregonians, either men or women, starting with the immediate dismissal of all oath takers elected and appointed. The rest to be phased out in 1 year. Details to follow. And then there's a living testimony in the form of an affidavit of truth from Ron Broman. And then there's a jurat. And we always have all of our statements after the initial proposal or demand or claim. And I'm just going to read this once. It's on both documents, but we need to speed along to the vote. So this is on all of our documents. With full faith and credit, governing laws established in this document at this time to be Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union, Oregon's original constitutions, circa 1859, and the United States of America's Constitution, circa 1859, and ORCP 20A, Clearfield Doctrine, McCarty Doctrine, Ex parte Young, Ex parte Milligan, McCarran-Walters Act 1952, Judiciary Act 1789, Section 32, Judgment Nil Deceit are all specifically called into this document. They are all governing law which must be accepted. The current 13th and 14th Amendments are bogus and must be rejected. Take heed of the Blackstone commentaries. The DOJ is agent to the entity responsible for the enumerated requirements of Article 3, and the one Supreme Court that must claim original jurisdiction to be a court. I would consider to have jurisdiction when found in conjunction with Amendment 7 Court. The DOJ has failed miserably in their responsibility. We must do it ourselves. We define the words we use and we decide our method of communication. This communique is not intended to mislead, defraud, deceive, or threaten in any way, and is submitted in good faith and with clean hands. We do lawful, not legal, and this is our best effort. We close with love, peace, harmony, and a prayer. On Oregon, without the state of Oregon, all caps, within the United States of America, the constitutional Republican form of government, under penalty of perjury. Tanya, would you like to take the vote on this issue, docket number 09-11-2022A, please?
Say that again. I'm trying to get taken on the Zoom call.
Okay.
Can you ask me that question again?
It's time to take the vote from those present who can vote, whose bona fides are in order. So you're calling names.
Rose,
John,
Tanya, we can't hear you. Are you? It looks like you're frozen. Hmm. Yeah, they're gone. All right, I'm simply going to take the call now, the roll. Just a minute here.
Looks like they're back, boss.
Okay. All right, Tanya, are you good with proceeding? Not back. Frozen. Okay, I'm just gonna go along with this. So Cinda, how do you vote? Yay or nay? And you'll need to unmute. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you vote for this docket? And are you in agreement with this docket? Thumb up. Ron. Okay, yes. Please speak if you can. Cinda's was.
Yes.
Thank you. This is being recorded, so I want to be sure that we have it all. Marlena,
yes, agreed.
thank you. Nikki, I know you're in Pennsylvania, so thank you for being present. Bronco, you're in California. Thank you for being present. Laura, what is your vote?
Yes,
Okay, when we say yes, let's say what it is that we're saying yes to, please.
as charged.
Thank you. Wendy,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Melissa,
Yes, as charged.
Lenore,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Farwell,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Denise,
Yes, is charged.
thank you.
Sorry.
No problem. Dave,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Cynthia,
Yes, as charged.
Anne,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Tanya.
yes, charged.
Thank you. William,
Yes, it's charged.
thank you. James.
He's my
Augusti?
invite.
Okay, and he's not here, correct? He's not in this state.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Thanks. I'm sorry. I forgot that. Ruth,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Brandon,
Yay to the charge.
thank you. Eric,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Tina,
Yes, as charged.
thank you. Keith. Keith, you're out of state, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Ohio.
Thank you. All right, and I am voting also guilty as charged. Is there anyone that I didn't name who's present?
Cinda typed in yes as charged in the chat.
Yes, and I got her thumbs up early on. Thank you, Wendy. All right, so that's, so that's 19, and who just spoke?
Did you get Dan Byer?
Yes, I did. Yep, I
Okay.
did. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Okay, so that was 19 who voted in agreement, so we're good there. So the next one is docket number 09112022 OSJA. These are very akin. I just want to make one more statement here that, yeah, well, I'll just say that they're very related. So this is a claim of cognizance. Thank you, Nikki, for introducing us to this tool, which we use incessantly and effectively, and can't thank you enough for it. So this is to the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Oregon, Office of the Attorney General, Oregon Department of Justice. This is taking it a step further, guys. An intervention by a third party. Ron Vroman is one of the people who are cognizant of the facts contained in a suit claiming a jurisdiction unanimously agreed to in Edict Number 2 of the 1776 Declaration. Definition of civilian: of the people on the land or water or in the air, not of a fictitious entity. The sovereign Oregonians, men and women with their children, on the land and soil of Oregon, without ruler or subjects, are sui juris, giving no jurisdiction. We have the rightful jurisdiction of the cause which the persons in the de facto jurisdiction have commenced out of the sovereign Oregonians' de jure jurisdiction. A cognizance of exclusive jurisdiction, as that no other court shall hold plea. Pica, sorry. Take heed. This is a matter of jurisdiction. Oregonian men and women with their children are guaranteed in Article 3, Amendment 7 court for a trial, in addition to Article 4, Section 4. We can provide that court. Any federal court whose name begins with United States is not. No others will claim original jurisdiction. The Oregon Supreme Court has acquiesced to not being able to comply constitutionally due to an improper oath with the Constitution containing Article 7 amended and original. We will need to see any court's bona fides and those of the judge in that court. The feds at Portland DOJ, FBI, USMS, and the state of Oregon, AKA all caps state of Oregon, Attorney General and Secretary of State, 36 sheriffs and 38 prosecutors have all acquiesced to the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, that is Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution, and to Ex parte Milligan being implemented, and Executive Order 100, Labor Code, Martial Law, FEMA, R is nullified. This is undeniable proof that all the other courts on Oregon are inferior to this people's court of record, and all judges, magistrates, justices, persons in black robes, and clerks are without a proper oath, status, standing, bond, and jurisdiction. From our de jure civilian court of record and Article 3, 1 Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction found in our Amendment 7 Common Law Court of Record without appeal in law. Oregon man and woman are one of the people, not a person. Neither a U.S., U.S., nor United States, nor all caps United States citizen, nor a citizen of any of its subdivisions. Should the court or judge or prosecutor or attorney or police without jurisdiction over the sovereign Oregonian people seek to contest this claim of cognizance, provide your written declaration to the name and address provided. Otherwise, they will have acquiesced to this document. You have 7 days, 14 days, and 21 days to rebut, or you acquiesce and default 3 times, thereby relinquishing all holds on all people on Oregon. By order of our Supreme Court, we are the provisional government on Oregon, the state, among the several states of the United States of America's Constitution and Oregon's Constitution circa 1859. We are removing the de facto incorporated governance on Oregon and replacing it with our de jure government. And this is the manner we think proper, and that is where your vote will be. Okay. Then there's a living affidavit in the form of a living testimony in the form of an affidavit of truth from Ron. And again, with full faith and credit. So, Tanya, are you able to take a vote on this?
What?
Can you take a vote on this? Do you want to call everyone or do you want me to do it again? Because I've already got the list here.
It's up to you. I've got the list. You've got the list. It might be easier for you because I might cut out again.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and proceed and I'll just do it in the same order. And thank you. So Cinda. I think I can hear you. Say something. No, okay. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you agree with this docket? Okay. Cinda says yes. Ron,
Yes, we are the government.
Marlena,
Yes.
thank you.
Agree as charged.
Thank you. Laura,
I'm in agreement.
Wendy,
Yes, I'm in agreement.
Melissa,
I'm in agreement. I'm a civilian, not a citizen.
thank you. Lenore,
Yes, in agreement.
thank you. Farwell,
Yes, I'm in agreement.
thank you. Denise,
Military calls us.
Yes, I'm in agreement.
thank you. Dave,
Yes, I am in agreement.
Cynthia,
I'm in agreement with the charges.
thank you. Anne,
Yes, I am in agreement as stated.
thank you. Tanya,
Yes, I'm in agreement.
thank you. William,
Yes, I'm in agreement.
thank you. Ruth,
Yes, I'm in agreement.
thank you. Brandon,
Yes, I'm in agreement with removing the color of law.
thank you. Eric,
Yes, I'm in agreement with the document.
thank you. Tina,
Yes, I agree.
thank you. And my name is Charlie and I agree. I'm closing the following quote, and that was again, that's 19 votes affirmative for this docket number. I'm closing with the following quote that one of our action committee members who's present here, Dr. Eric Dover, provided just today on behalf of one of our people who's also here. To the board members of the Fair Dismissal Appeals Board, not fair, fired, not a dismissal, and appeals have yet to be honored timely. This is a quote from the Civil Rights Act, and it was just so timely, Eric, that you provided this today. Every person who under color of statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage of any state of territory, subjects or causes to be subjected any citizen of the United States or other person with the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws shall be liable to the party injured in an action at law, suit, in equity, or other proper proceeding of redress. And then there's a quote from a case, Thompson versus Zirkle. Acting under color of law or state law is misuse of power. possessed by virtue of state law, and made possible only because the wrongdoer is clothed with the authority of state law. So when we talk about enforcement, we don't do enforcement, but the law is the law, and we are lawful. So I want to thank every one of you for being here, for registering your vote in this grand jury convening. It's really important that you're all participating. It means so much to those of us who are doing the work for the people on Oregon. Thank you, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you,
Thank
Charlie.
everyone. Thank everyone, yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Thank
Thank you, Charlie.
Love you
Thank you,
guys.
Ron. Thank you,
Thanks,
Eric.
everybody.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yahweh bless.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. And then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.